All right, this is a review only for me, and for some reason you've stumbled upon it, is completely filled with spoilers for the Smn Snw Trilogy by Rainbow Rowell. She is a U.S. author who decided that she created a fictional series within one of her other books. I can't remember what book at the moment. Fangirl, I think it was, of Smn Snw, which is basically an Harry Potter um, kind of reference or parody or something like that. And though for legal reasons, she's not that. It's not that. It couldn't be that. It's her riff. Let's say it's her riff on that, and fairly. It's critical enough that it's like, yeah, well, I think I'm not a big fan of J.K. Rowling at all. I do not have anything to do with Harry Potter anymore. Did read the series back in the day before I found out she was a giant transphobe. But I wanted to talk about this series just in general, and I want to talk about something that is complete spoiler for the entire series. So bear with me or go away, I guess it is. So we start off with book 1, Carry On, 2015. What if Dumbledore was a cult leader that used Harry Potter to gain power? And what if Harry was a hot, hunky gay guy, not particularly bright, and was in love with Malfoy? Simon Snow is Harry Potter, and Basil is Malfoy, though how anyone would find Malfoy attractive is beyond me. This is reimagined as a hot noble and as a vampire. So yeah, that's the first book, and it's basically an explosion at the end where it is where the Dumbledore character, the mage, is revealed to be a piece of shit and is dispatched by the end of the first book. As I said, spoilers. Okay, and I'll just leave it there as that description of that. I'm going to come back to the end of the first book. Then we have Wayward Son, 2019, which is basically a road trip to the U.S. with a cult there. Kind of a placeholder book, just filler. And then the third one, Any Way the Wind Blows, 2021, which is back to Britain. And we have yet another cult where we also get a little bit more into Smn Snw and his uncertain parentage. Oh, who could be his father? Who could be his mother? It's so difficult to figure this out. Now, look, I read this entire series. I enjoyed the characters. I wanted more of Agatha, who's kind of the girlfriend Beard at the in the first book, and she's like, fuck all this and leave it alone. She's not, doesn't really have a maybe Cho Chow or somebody, but she doesn't have really an equivalent in the Harry Potter series. Maybe that's why I liked her. You know, the Hermione equivalent was good. We've definitely got a new character, Shepard, who is somebody from the U.S. That's probably the one good thing of that book. It's like, oh, Shepard was like actually an interesting new character there, someone who really further questioned the magical world. But yeah, so it's light, and I love the characters and the romance. It's like a hot stuff between, Simon is super hunky and very much to be adored and everything like that. And you can see why Baz, the noble vampire, really is into him and has been into him for a whole bunch of time. But, Simon is most obviously, by the end of the first book, it is super obvious that the mage is his father, that his mother wasn't thing. I think it's telegraphed pretty strongly in the book. It's like, the mage was your father. He used you. He put you in a care home, and then he took you out, and pretended he wasn't your father, but he created you. He used you, as for his own little pawn in this game to fight an unknown evil, which was basically an evil he was creating by funneling all this power into. So it's so obvious, so painfully obvious that, yes, that is your dad, and that he probably killed your mother. It's just like, and I was, when I got to the end of the first book, I was like, why isn't this getting resolved here? We have like kind of the action adventure ending, but we don't have the emotional thing. Like, when does he find out this was my father? My whole life has been a complete lie. What the fuck? Existential. And then we'd go on. Okay, and I thought, okay, well, maybe in the second book they'll do that. But in the second book, they go on a road trip. And it avoids all this stuff. And I mean, they're very much, Simon is avoiding all this stuff. He's depowered at this point. He's got gorgeous dragon wings. I mean, he's still like this beautiful, beautiful object. And then the third goes into another cult where, okay, at least in that, it's like, okay, there's these people that he meets along the way that, like, oh, that he doesn't realize, but we start putting together, okay, this is other members of his actual family. Like, these people related to the mage. And it's like, oh, they're your family. And it's like, but are we going to get to anything? Yeah, at the very, like, last couple of pages or chapters of this book is when he finally finds out the obvious stuff from the beginning that, yeah, the mage was your father, dude, and this is your family. And he's like, he's kind of happy to have his family, but like the whole kind of like, I was created as this by this complete motherfucker. It's just like, oh, okay. And he just kind of shrugs because he's this gorgeous block of wood. And that's the end of the book. Simon, who is so fun to objectify, apparently is incapable of doing anything but being beautiful. He does not have any fucking self-reflection. He's just, maybe this is, as a male reader, I'm going like, why are you treating this guy as just like this objectified kind of block of wood and not giving him any inner life? Why are you just, okay, I mean, he's really hot. I can see what you're doing. You're making him really hot. It's like, oh my God, you're getting off on that. I'm not saying Rainbow Rowell, but I mean, that's the effect that she is putting into this book of like, she's so hunky and beautiful and they're all gorgeous, like, just two beautiful men. Like, I can see straight women going like, oh, I get, this the whole thing of like straight guys looking at two beautiful women making out. It's like, oh great, I don't have to be distracted by there being another being a guy having sex with this woman. I get to have double the pleasure, double scoops of chocolate ice cream with little yummy mint bits in there or chocolate bits in there. It's like, it's kind of like, okay, this is hot guy on guy action for I'm assuming primarily a female audience. I mean, I have the sense like gay guys I can find way better porn than this of gay guy hot on action, because it's very I think it's yaoi, kind of very like kind of it's kind of chaste in the sex, but it's just like, this guy is a complete block of wood. And it really, it frustrated me as I enjoyed reading it. It frustrated me throughout the whole book of like, the whole series of like, when are we going to get to the actual point of this? And we finally do. And he's just like, I'm just going to have to be gorgeous and bare-chested and entwined with my gorgeous vampire lover, and live happily ever after. And just like, okay, it's that kind of book. It's not the book that I would have written. That's, how dare they? Which, is dumb. It's dumb. I really enjoyed this series. I will probably pick up other Rainbow Rowell books, but just be aware that it's not serving... It may not be serving precisely what I'm looking for, which, I'm all up for a bit of hot guy on guy action, though that could have been hotter and more explicit for my taste. But again, I'm not the audience. I have a feeling this is also for younger readers who are, well, I'm sure some younger readers probably read way more intense stuff than I do, but you know what I mean. It's not for people for this not hardcore, but not for intense erotica. We're not going for that. We're going for light erotica here. All right, I will leave it there. That is my rant over. This is probably never going to go anywhere but my private channel. All right, more videos later.